Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Appreciate y'all tuning in. We're jumping on right now. It's 2K25, but mainly today is a discussion. We're trying to discuss and talk about 2K26. It's coming out here in just a few short weeks. Obviously, everybody probably, if you're like me, you're very excited about this year's game, and you're hopeful that it's going to be, hopefully, as good as last year's game was. Because honestly, if I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I thought 2K25 was outstanding for the most part. GM mode did start to get a little samey towards the end of our runs. Again, I don't remember how many seasons we did, but we did a ton of seasons. We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about six different runs across the year to this point. So it was really solid. We did a lot of really good content with it. But the big thing is, with this year's game, is it going to be worth it? Is it going to be worth it, or is it not? So that's what we're going to be discussing. We're going to be just letting some matches kind of play out, and we're going to be talking about 2K26. I want to hear from you all in the comments, and I want to hear from anybody watching. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Nick, what's going on? Ashwin, what's going on? I don't know what's going on right now with my stuff here. Sorry. I am testing out some different settings for my stream and whatnot to get ready for this year's game. So please do tell me if things are not properly working. I would appreciate that very, very much. So again, we're going to be just letting some matches play out while we discuss the game. And we'll go from there. So let's start off first. Let's do a you know what? Let's have some fun here. Let's do a Royal Rumble, and we'll do a 30-man Rumble. Let that play out, and we're going to do it at, I guess Royal Rumble just makes the most sense. So we'll do it at Rumble Arena, and we'll get that started there. Entrances, titles, all that kind of stuff, whatever it is going to be. So what's going on, James? What's going on, everybody? So bummed you can't get this game on old gen consoles. Yeah, I know there's a lot of discussion there with all that. I do. Trust me. Gender, let's go male, and then allow created superstars as well. We're gonna go from there, and then I want this to be random. Don't really care. We'll go random, and Scott Hall. Okay. Don't really care. Random order. I don't want to play. I would like to be CPU. How can I say I want to be CPU? It's not working for me the way I want it to right now. I don't want to actually play it. I want to watch. So I don't know. It's not letting me do that right now. Maybe we'll do something different here. Is Nikki Bella going to be in 2K26? I believe so. I haven't seen confirmation on the roster. We'll take a look at the roster and stuff here in just a moment after I get my crap figured out here. Let's just go Hell in a Cell first, and we'll go a 6-way Hell in a Cell, and we're going to go at, let's go at, which venue do we want to go to for this one? Let's go to Classic SmackDown 02. Love it. We'll do that. And again, I don't want to play any of these. I just want to be CPU only. So we're going to go a few random spins here. Give me, let's go Eddie Guerrero, Roman Reigns, CM Punk. I like it. Jay, no, I don't want Jay. Everybody is a big fan of Jay. Finn Balor, love him. Cody, love him. And Braun Breaker. Sounds fun to me. So we're going to start this match, get some stuff going here in a Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown. So again, I don't want to play. I just want to watch it. So we're going to skip all the entrances here. And then we'll get to the discussion starting. So again, let me know in the comments below. I'm very curious. What platform are you planning on getting 2K26? I'm still not decided yet. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I'm still trying to decide, do I get it on my Xbox Series X, which I've always played my games on, or do I go play on PC for the first time ever? So I'm kind of trying to figure that out right now at this current juncture. We're going to let this match play. But so yeah, let's just sit here and let's discuss 2K26. Okay, so there's some things I'm certainly kind of up in arms about. Obviously, I think the big discussion is the monetization policies and practices with this year's game is very, I think, lukewarm at best from the community, but I think more than anything it's negative because the game stupid expensive for the Monday Night Wars edition, which of course I'm going to get because it comes with all the content. But then on top of that, of course, you have to grind the ringside pass to get all of your DLC characters that you should really get day one. Instead, you're going to have to grind for those things. So I think that's, that's just Take-Two and 2K just, doing what they've done already with the NBA games, and they're going to make money. That's all it's about. It's just making the most money they possibly can. So I get that from their perspective, but it doesn't mean I love it. I'm going to say that. I've been very open about that with a video I made prior on the channel. But in terms of what we do here on the channel, right, our focus generally is, of course, GM mode. I do think GM mode has some big upsides this year. I'm going to be honest, I was a little pessimistic coming in to this release window because I thought that they were going to do the bare minimum and don't hardly do anything at all. I was expecting maybe a few new GMs, which is exactly what they did, and a few match types. But they actually did a lot more than that in terms of match types and match rules, introducing intergender matches, introducing double booking, all those different things. I think we're going to add a lot of just extra layers of depth to the game that I think are going to make it last and stand the test of time for another year anyway. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I'm going to turn this down a smidge more here for that. But I am, for GM, in terms of what they're doing with it, I think they're adding more depth. They're adding more, obviously, they're trying to add more depth for roster management and all that with increasing the weeks now from 25 weeks to now 50 weeks, which is absolutely crazy. Seeing it's going to be a 50-week season, I think is really, really good. Sorry, turn down the game volume. I got you. Tell me if that's good now, y'all. Again, this is why we're doing it. I'm testing out the waters. I'm trying to see how it's all going to shake out for us. I'm just trying to figure out settings and everything because, again, my plan for 2K26 release window, and y'all let me know what y'all think about this. I am very intrigued to hear what you guys say because I put out a community post, a community poll on this, and I want to do something different this year. I don't want to do the same old year-to-year release window. I want to mix it up but stay true to what we do, which is GM mode content on the highest difficulty, which is now Immortal difficulty. So I'm very excited about Immortal difficulty. Our first series we're planning on doing will be Immortal difficulty, just with the max budget and going through the 50 weeks. So the plan is day one, when the game launches early access, we will go live and we will do maybe half a season. I think we'll do 25 weeks in each stream because 50 weeks in one stream is going to be a ton. And I honestly don't know if I have the stamina for that in a stream because I'm not a marathon streamer, never have been. But my plan is I want to stream our series so I can be here with you all in the comments, in the chat, and y'all can be a part of the discussion, be a part of the decision making we're doing. And then once I finish a season, which is again 50 weeks, then I'm going to take those streams, those VODs, if you will, that I'm going to be recording, and then I'm going to edit them down, trim them down into a nice, tightly edited version of the streams that's going to be probably, I would say, about an hour and a half, and then upload that as a video for the full season. So we'll stream the season in probably 2 parts, uncut, y'all here with me, hanging out, doing our thing, and then I'll edit down that video, those streams, into one season episode that we'll release on YouTube that will be like the final version, if you will. And we're going to do that for the entire series, and we're going to do that for every single series and challenge we do for GM mode. And I think that gives me the best of both worlds. It gives me an outlet to hang out with you guys here live, and y'all get to be a part of everything we're doing and, just really grow the community, which I've been trying to foster and grow and, nurture as best we can. And then still giving the highly edited, tight episode of just one full season in one video. So I think that could be really intriguing. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments, in the chat. Again, the whole thing is I just want to make the best content we can, and hopefully this will be the best year yet. Again, my goal, my life, the big goal I think for this channel is eventually one day I would love to be able to go out there to the community events, the creator events, and be the GM guy. Now I don't know if that'll ever happen, but it's pie in the sky dreams. I'd love to be able to represent the community here for the GM mode, because I don't feel like there's a ton of really just GM mode focused creators out there. There's a ton of universe people. There's a ton of people that do, of course, my rise content and content creation content, but I don't see a ton of just like GM mode focused people out there. So that's what we do, and that's what I want to focus on as best we can. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that game plan for release window, streaming the season in 2 parts or so, and then editing those streams into one tightly edited video episode for the 1 season per episode. Instead of doing like four episodes per season, it'll be 1 episode per season. With you get the draft, you get the finish at Mania, and then the next episode's gonna be the draft and Mania, and just so forth and so on. I think it's gonna be really fun and intriguing. But I do want to look at some stuff for the game, so we're gonna go a little picture in picture here, and we're gonna take a look at some of this stuff. So again, this is the website here. They've had a ton of information come out last week for the game, as CM Punk's trying to get the dub and the 6th man here. Everybody's got their finishers built up. But again, I want to start here with the GM report. This is what we did some stuff on. I made a video about this. If you didn't catch that, you can watch it if you want to. Let's see what James saying. Yeah, there's not many. You and the Wrestle Talk guy play GM, and that's really about it. I mean, it's crazy, man. I thought GM mode was going to be like this massive mode, but obviously it's not the mode that brings in the most money. They're making their money from the island and the whatever it is, the faction card mode. What's that called? My faction or something like that, which it is what it is. And then I'm dreading grinding through these season passes, y'all, to get the DLC characters. I'm dreading it so much. I don't know, but here we go. Let's look at this. So again, this first piece here, talking about the GM mode season. Again, we will do all our series, period. We're going to be on Immortal difficulty, the brand new difficulty they're adding in this year, and with the budget maxed out at 7 million, because I think that's just going to add more depth for rosters to grow, and I think that's very necessary. We need to have the biggest rosters you could possibly have. At some point, probably not for this first series, I'd like to see the new power cards and all that you can buy. But at some point, I'll probably do a challenge or a series where we turn off the power card store, because I think that adds a really intriguing element, because that basically means we're not going to be able to buy power cards in the power card store. And the only way you get them is by doing commissioner goals and getting them from premium live event wins. So I think that could be really, really, really intriguing down the line, but we'll see. We'll see about that. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all like the new changes to adding a difficulty, making it 50 weeks now is the maximum amount of weeks, and all of that? Because I think it's a big win. I think it's really good. But again, I'm just curious to see what new stuff's added that we haven't heard from yet. Because again, in terms of like what we're seeing here with what they're showing on the draft thing, they haven't really added a lot new to the draft. The only thing really new here is now they added a way to sort by ring level, which is nice. So you can sort here by ring level, of course, by role, class, stamina, popularity, all of that. Again, the big surprise for me was that they added so many new match rules and match types. Again, this year they introduced now up to 8 player matches. So you can have your 5-way, 6-way, 3v3, triple threat tag, 8-way matches, 4v4 matches, fatal 4-way tag, 1 versus 2 handicap, 1 versus 3 handicap, and 2 versus 3 handicap. Y'all, that's incredible. That's a huge step in the right direction that I'm honestly a little surprised that we're getting that. I honestly thought that we would just get maybe like an 8-way and some different stuff like that, but seeing that much depth there is just huge. And then for the new match types, which I wasn't expecting a ton, they're giving us the 3 stages of hell, which I think is really, really good. We're getting the Bloodline rules into GM mode, along with a dumpster match, I Quit match, and Inferno match, which of course you're going to have to unlock through different tiers. And it looks like some of the big ones are tier 4. So again, happy to see we're getting those things. I'm just curious to see what it's going to really do for us, I guess, down the line. But again, take a second here. I do want to thank everybody for tuning in. Shout out our our patrons and members. Thank you all so much for your support of the channel over the months and whatnot. You guys really help us a ton, so I appreciate each and every single one of you. And also, if you want to be part of our discussions and be part of the conversation, we do have a public Discord for now. At some point, that public Discord will become members only for new members on. If you're already in the Wrestle Labs Discord, I'm not going to boot anybody out. If you're there, you're there. You're there forever. Okay, but if you're at some point down the line, I am going to make it a part of the tiers of our memberships if it keeps growing, so it's more manageable for me. So I do want to thank you guys for being a part of everything we're doing. But here's an interesting bit from that ringside report on GM mode that I think, I understand. Like, for me, I would like to see more, I guess, customization for PLEs to be able to, like, I don't know, just to book shows like we used to do in SmackDown versus Raw days of GM mode and stuff like that for pay-per-views and whatnot. But I am happy to see they're adding a ton of new PLEs this year's game. Right here is a screenshot showing the Elimination Chamber added into the game, which is a thing we've been asking for since the beginning. Like, we were like, where's the chamber match? That needs to be in the game, and we're finally getting the chamber match. It is pretty dang powerful. This card here, you get an eliminated card, which basically you can fire a random superstar from the brand you choose to use the card on, and their contract will not be refundable, which is super OP. Very curious to see how that plays out. But they're adding in new pay-per-views, so you're going to have brand new Clash at Paris, Crown Jewel. You're going to get Battleground, Evolution, Great American Bash, Halloween Havoc, Night of Champions, No Mercy, Worlds Collide. That's really, really cool. Getting some AAA stuff in there somewhere. You're getting War Games, and then Elimination Chamber. And then you're getting a bunch of returning PLEs as well. But unfortunately, no Royal Rumble. Still no Royal Rumble. They added Battle Royale into GM mode, but there's still no Royal Rumble, which I think is I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's stupid. I'm gonna be blunt about it. This is probably why I'll never get invited to a 2K event, because I'm just going to share my thoughts honestly here. But I think we need a Royal Rumble at this point. I think it's just ridiculous they don't. Even if you're not doing a 30-man Rumble, there's no reason you still couldn't do a 20-man Rumble in GM mode. Think about it. If you're doing these pay-per-views here, say this is Elimination Chamber, you can easily say, okay, each of the 4 brands can select 4 superstars. That's 4, 8, 12, 16, and then have like 4 random free agents added in as well, and that adds to 20. And then whoever wins will get the power-up card, which the power-up card could be like a +10 to popularity or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm dreaming here, but I think at some point they got to bring the Rumble in, as Roman's going bananas right now, spearing people left and right, trying to get the dub over Finn Balor. He may get it. Oh, Braun Breaker breaks it up. He breaks it up. But yeah, I don't know. I think GM mode's doing some good things here, but I'm still sorely missing the fact that we do not have a Royal Rumble this year. I think that's something I think we need. I think it's something we need. I'm surprised it's not here right now. But outside of that, we're getting intergender matches, which I don't know how that's going to play into GM mode. I don't really care, to be honest, but it's interesting at least to see that. And then they added in double booking, which is cool. So you can have superstars now cut a promo and be in a match in the same week, which of course is not going to be good for their stamina, but it's good for building rivalries, which is nice. And it's interesting, if they get injured in a match before their promo, you'll lose that promo, which is interesting as well. So they've done some really cool stuff. They've added in the evasion angle here, which is a way to steal fans from other brands, which is cool to see. They have a mid-season push that happens at week 25 now as well. And again, here's the 3 new GMs. You had Stacy Keibler, you got Bobby Heenan, and the anonymous GM. Everybody else is the same from last year's game, but I don't know. I think they've done some good things with GM mode to this year, but I think, in terms of making it a perfect booking simulator like I'd like it to be, I still think it is way still gamified, where the class system gets in the way of a lot of what you're trying to do, and the fact that you can't just freely book on PLEs and whatnot is still kind of, I don't know, it's still so tied up with the class system and with the power card system that it takes away a lot of the freedom and creativity from you. But it's still going to be fun. We're getting some new stuff in there that I think is going to add some legs to the game mode. And I'm excited to see everything that's new. I really am. I really am excited to see what's all new with this as we get into the release cycle. But y'all let me know what you're most excited about for this year's game and what you're kind of pessimistic, glass half empty on, if you will, right? I'm very curious to hear. So I'm going to catch up on chat here for a second, James. Only thing I wish they'd add is choosing who wins matches. Yeah, I agree with that. And being able to create factions and tag teams. I agree. I think that would be huge. Cloud Agent, they need to add tag teams or faction in the draft. I think they added it in the universe. They did. So that is a very good point. They did add the ability to draft factions in universe mode, which I was trying to find a screenshot for, but it's not showing up right here. So they don't have that screenshot. So that's okay. But yes, you can draft factions in universe mode with the new draft added in, but not in GM mode. Not in GM mode. Jonathan George, when is it coming? The game will be coming out early access for if you get any edition above the standard edition, you'll get it March 6th, which is just under 2 weeks away at this point. All right, we're just under 2 weeks away. I believe March 6th is the release for early access, and then it'll be full release on the 13th. For everybody, standard edition. So we will, day one, be here live, beginning our Immortal playthrough series in GM mode. We'll do the first 25 weeks on the first stream, and then probably the next day we'll finish up the first season and do the last 25 weeks. And then I'll get my butt to work in Adobe Premiere Pro and start editing those streams down to make the condensed, highly edited episode that we'll put out. And that's kind of what we're going to do. I'm going to probably try to stream first week. I'm probably going to stream a whole lot. But at some point, we'll probably pare it down to where we'll stream like twice a week, maybe 3 times a week, and try to get one edited video up a week and kind of keep a structure like that, because I don't want to try to do too much because I'll just burn out. But I want to find something that fits for me in my schedule as a busy gamer dad with 3 little girls at home and whatnot. And of course, I'm running more YouTube channels than just Wrestle Labs. Like, this is the biggest one I run, but oh, Punk wins it. Wow, finally. So we get a winner. Punky with the dub. Man, oh, man. Maybe we get the Rumble in 2K27. I hope so, Nick. I hope so. I think they're building towards it. But we'll see. We'll see. Jonathan George, can't wait to see your vids, man. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Again, love this community. Love what we're able to been doing here for wrestling content. Not even just what we're doing here with 2K. There's other games in wrestling I'd like to dabble in as well, but our big focus, of course, is the yearly release here. So let's do another match now. I kind of would like to do a Royal Rumble match, but I don't want to play it. I want to watch it. So let's see if we can figure that out, right? Let's see if we can figure that out. Let's go over here. Royal Rumble, where are you? I'm going blind. Royal Rumble, there it is. 30-man entry. Let's go random arena. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm trying to find out what venue I like. Man, I just don't have a lot of venues unlocked. It is what it is. Hell in a Cell, Halloween Havoc. Okay, we'll just go Royal Rumble. Screw it. The gameplay footage to me is horrendous. Belts floating in the wrestling rings, wrestlers having seizures after being slammed to the butt tables or whatever. It's disgusting. Just your opinion. Is that for this new game, Joshua? My question, or is it for past games? Because I'm actually kind of steering clear of watching a ton of gameplay because I'd like to keep it kind of exciting for myself coming into it. But I'm very curious. Is it because, again, I know there's a ton of content out today. I'm trying to steer clear of some of it. I would like to be surprised by a lot of it. But so is that the new physics they're talking about, Joshua? They said they've added in new physics with kind of, what is it called? Ragdoll physics for your body and whatnot. You got Cena out here. John Cena starting off 1-2 with, okay, let's go controller assignment. Get out of here. We're going to be CPU. All right, so here we go. We got Adam Cole and John Cena together. They're going to get after it. We'll see who wins this. But, yeah, I know they've added they're making it so you have more interactions with, the steps and different items out there. There's weapon physics, all that stuff. So if you body slam somebody on on a chair, it's going to interact with the chair and all that kind of stuff, and which I think could be really cool and exciting. You know, this year I think we will. Well, Levi, so this is intergender. Okay, cool. Should be interesting. Let's see who wins this Rumble. Get an intergender Rumble here. Got Lola Vice getting into the action now. Intriguing. Wow. So while this Rumble's going on, I do want to keep looking at other things. So let's. You can see why they held out showing things now. Because is it gonna be a little? Is it gonna have some funky, buggy, weird, fun stuff that happens that breaks immersion? I'm assuming like we've seen in years past. Oh man, I don't know. As long as GM mode is what I want it to be and I have fun with it, I'm good. But at some point, I probably will make a few videos doing some universe mode stuff, having some fun with that, and maybe if the audience, if you guys want it, I'll try to do a My Rise career. I've never done one in the past, but I'm open to it. I'm open to try stuff out if the community wants it. If the community doesn't want it, I won't do it. But if the community wants it, I'll try out some other stuff in this year's game outside of GM mode. But of course, the bread and the butter, the thing we do is going to be a GM mode. You know, for every 4 GM mode videos we're going to have, we'll have one other video, I guess, out there. We'll see. All right, Axiom getting into the action. All right, so let's go back to picture-in-picture here. And let's look at some other stuff. So let's look at roster for a second here. So is this updated? Full list. So here's some stuff. Stone Cold, Undertaker, Kane, Trish, Shawn Michaels, Lita, Chyna. So a lot of this isn't new. These are things I've seen. Okay. So they have a big list here, which I don't know if y'all can see that in picture-in-picture very clearly because it's probably very small for a lot of you watching on mobile or whatever, but they have updated a lot of that for your roster. If y'all want to look at that, you can do what you want with that. But it is what it is. They already have some info about who we're getting in the first season pass. So it looks like we're going to get Flamer, ringside season pass season 1. We're also nobody else listed for that, really. Load more. Let's see. Anybody else? Psycho Clown will be season 1 of the ringside pass. Okay, and that's it listed right now. Mr. Iguana, what about him? Is he going to be season pass or is he going to just be normal? Mr. Iguana season pass. Okay, so Psycho Clown, Mr. Iguana, Flamer, Vikingo. Okay, cool. Season pass. So they have already announced the first season pass. It's going to be a lot of AAA people for the first season pass. Which again, that's my biggest qualm with this game is the ringside pass. I'm just not happy about what they're doing with the ringside pass this year. I'm not at all. I think it's just so money hoarding and predatory with the microtransaction systems and whatnot. I actually heard somebody saying that for this year's game, the ringside pass, if you want to skip tiers, it's $2 a skipped tier. So it'd be roughly about $70 to skip tiers all the way to get everything unlocked. Per season, yo. Per season. Otherwise, you're going to have to grind out that RXP in whatever mode you're playing. And hopefully you play the game enough that you get everything unlocked. The only thing I'm curious about, and I haven't heard a decisive answer from the 2K community out there yet, is I want to know how long is it going to take to level up tiers? Is it grindy like my faction mode was? And I've heard about my faction. I've never really played it, but I heard how grindy my faction mode was. Or is it going to be pretty simple to get levels? You know, because if it's going to be really, really grindy and it's going to be a chore to get all my stuff unlocked, that's going to tick me off. It's just going to lose the audience, I think. But if it's going to be, you know, respecting your time, even that time of casual gamers, which is what they need to focus on, then I think it's fair. But I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. We got 2 AAA titles and 2 arenas for AAA in the Battle Pass. That's nice. Seeing some AAA stuff. Now times that by 6 seasons. Yeah, Cloud. I know. It's crazy. So money hungry. And on top of a game that's already going to cost us $150 for the Max Edition. So you're going to be spending. Let me do some math here. Let's do some math, shall we? Welcome to Wrestle Labs. We're going to do the math. So let's just say it's $150 game plus $70. All right, so plus $70. So let's go 70 times 6. Let's do that. 70 times 6. plus $150. So if you do that, if you skip every tier for every season to unlock everything day one, you would be spending $570 on this game. $570 on 2K26 if you decide to do it that way. That's insane. Insane. You started playing my Rise playthrough on the gaming channel. Nice, man. Yeah, I've never been okay, so this may make me sound like I'm not a real gamer. I've always been, I guess, a menu merchant of sorts. You would call me a menu merchant because I'm a GM player. But I've always been a CPU watcher. I like to get in matches and watch them play out instead of controlling them. So anytime I actually get in here and start trying to play the game, I am terrible at playing this game and like doing everything. So I do want to learn and play and try to do a My Rise, but y'all just get ready. I'm warning you, I'm not going to be very good. I'm probably going to get my tail kicked and I'm probably going to have to learn on the fly. But I can already hear the chat just like destroying me because of how terrible I'm going to be. Because again, I do my GM mode stuff and then I like to spectate matches like we're doing right now. I don't really play the matches that often. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Joshua, it's grindy. Low versus low VC pro wrestling shoot explained it today. Oh, they did. So it's not going to be like is the XP not paying out very well? Is it going to be a grind? You heard today that it'll take on an average 8 matches to unlock one tier. Dude, that's insane. Even if one of the matches is like a Royal Rumble that's long, like I think, oh my gosh. I just want to know how much XP am I going to be able to get going through just my GM mode? Like if I'm just playing exclusively GM mode for the channel, what we're doing here, am I not going to be able to grind through and get my battles, get my stuff? It's crazy. They will have XP boost in the battle pass, so hopefully that helps out. That would be a godsend. Thank you. I'm not playing right now. I don't want to play. Somebody knock me out. I don't want to play. Oh, I want to watch. CPU me. Thank you. Okay, there we go. Now we're watching. Double A 3403, a high finder channel a couple weeks ago. Like your content, they released the full roster. If you didn't know, I saw that. I did see that. Let me know. I mean, is there anybody missing from the roster y'all are anticipating should be there, or are you pretty happy with what we got? Because they're saying it's the biggest roster we've had yet. But y'all let me know if there's anybody missing from that list that you wish was here. Cloud Agent, I think you also get more XP per match if you play the island. Oh my goodness, Cloud Agent. That just hurt my gamer heart reading that one. So they're going to give you more XP for playing their online modes that, of course, you're going to spend more money on. Because, of course, my faction, you're going to spend money on packs for cards. And Island, you're going to spend money on their microtransactions. So the more you play those online modes, the more they're going to give you, huh? See, it just sums everything up. It tells you where their focus is. Again, it's all on making the biggest amount of money possible on the game. Just off of us. I'm not surprised. So many other game developers out here do this. They do this either with all the sports games. They do it with 2K basketball. They do it with all these other games. I'm surprised it's taken so long for the wrestling game to get there, but man, it still hurts seeing that. Speaking of which, how about Lola Vice? Jump into here number 3, and she's still grinding through this roster. It's crazy. Lola Vice for the dub here. Joshua, you say all you play is Universe. Yeah, so you're pretty happy with it. Dark State and Ariana Grace are missing. Also Kendall Gray missing. Some NXT people, but yeah, they'll be added in, I'm sure. I'm sure they'll be added in as different parts of DLC packs and whatnot. Unfortunately, that's the modern gaming. It sucks. It is, and it's true. That's just the world of modern gaming that we're in. It's all about the bottom line of how much money you can make on a game. Even a game that's not a free game. It'd be different if this was like a free yearly game that got updates, like a Fortnite, right? But it's not. It's a full-fledged AAA $150 game if you want all the ringside passes. And they're still doing this. That's the problem I have with it. More than anything, that's the big issue I have with this, is that it's not just about, you know, the predatory microtransaction practices with the battle pass and having a grind for XP and all that stuff. It's the fact that you're already spending upwards to $150 on the game if you want to get the money, the Monday Night Wars edition. It's insane. Jonathan George, money over passion, sadly. Yeah, I agree. But unfortunately, it's probably not going to change, and it's probably just going to get worse and worse, because they're probably this year, I guarantee you, they're probably going to make the most money they've ever made on a 2K game. for WWE this year. Guarantee you they're going to have a huge payday for this game. But that brings me back to it. What console or platform, excuse me, are you planning on getting 2K26? Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 5 consoles, Switch 2, or PC through Steam? Let me know what platform you're choosing to get the game on. I'm very curious to hear from you guys on that because I'm still not decided on what edition I'm going to get or what console I'm going to be getting on. And tell me also what edition you're getting. Are you choosing to get the standard, the King of Kings edition, the Monday Night Wars edition, which is the biggest one, or the one I think that looks the coolest is the Attitude Era edition? So let me know what platform and what edition you're choosing to play on. And then maybe y'all can help inform me on what edition or what platform I should be playing on, because right now this is running on Xbox Series X. It's what I've always played on for the wrestling games. But I'm considering getting Steam version, the PC version this year, because it's just easier for me as a content creator, like not having to deal with an Elgato capture device and different issues like that, which can be troublesome at times. So PC for me, everything all in one place, it helps simplify things. But I do understand that PC this year will not be a part of the community creation pool. Like all the community creations for console will be all together, and PC will be by itself on its own little island for community creations, which is, I mean, it's a deal breaker for a lot of people. I don't use a ton of community creations outside of just wrestlers. Like I don't use them for wardrobes or tires and stuff that often. But I don't know. I'm just kind of stuck. I'm like, do I get it? Do I get this year's game on PC for the first time, or do I get it on Xbox Series X again like I do every year? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I still haven't pre-ordered the game yet. I am going to get it, obviously. I just don't know where I'm going to get it at, because I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So a lot of you saying PS5. PS5. I'm confused. As a yearly game that I have to grind for what was in the Supercharger last year, will I have to grind for that same stuff again next year? Yes. So from what they said, the Supercharger stuff from last year and all that, it will not carry over game to game. It's just going to be new every single game. And you have to literally grind through the season pass, the ringside pass for everything, unless you decide you want to spend money on skips, which costs $2 for a tier skip, which is $70 for the entire tier, the entire thing. So, yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Nick, I haven't seen the roster yet. Are we getting Brian Pullman at any point? I really want him with Lexus King. Let's look real quick. Let's go here. Let's go to the roster. And let's look for Brian Pullman. I don't think he's in it. No. I'm looking at the B's here. I do not see him. So, sorry. No Pullman. But that is what it is. It is what it is. Nick, you're getting it on PC. Have you played on PC prior, Nick? Does it play well on PC? Does it run well, smoothly? I just don't want to get like an inferior version of the game. I want it to be the same version you get on the consoles. But obviously on PC, it's probably going to look and perform a little bit better, you would expect. But the biggest hiccup for me is just the fact that community creations will not be as much. Josh says, you wish you had a PC. LOL, yeah. Yeah, I don't know, because my ecosystem in gaming's changed. I used to be like an Xbox diehard gamer, but since they're gone like multi-platform across the board, they're turning into Sega, basically. I've leaned more towards like my console gamings on PS5 for the most part, when I'm just wanting to play on my living room. But most of my gaming I do is in my office on my PC or on my Steam Deck. So that's kind of why I'm kind of like this year, maybe I decide to get the game on the PC, just because it fits my ecosystem a little bit better, ease of use, if you will. The only thing I'm worried about is that maybe the community creations will be terrible, or because PC is just on its separate island this year, or it's not going to be like as clean a version of the game, because it feels like they focus all their efforts on their console versions and the PC's a port. And from what I know, the PC version is not played nearly as much or bought nearly as much as what is sold on console, of course. So it kind of worries me. I don't know. AA here. Let me catch up here. WJB94. I'll be getting Monday Night Wars because it has everything included. I just got to grind, which I don't mind because the Battle Pass doesn't disappear. That is a nice thing. I will admit that. The fact that the seasons don't disappear, you're not locked into a time frame or window, that's good. That's massive. That is. Double A, let's see here. What's the status? Did the math. If you bought the standard edition of the game, then bought all the seasons, then paid for each tier, it would come out to around $700. Just that's insane. That's just crazy to me, man. It's crazy. Cloud Agent, can a ringside pass unlock superstars be added to existing GM saves as you unlock them, or will we have to start a new save to draft them? That's a good question. But okay, so here's how I'm thinking of this. I'm thinking like this year's game, for instance. I know for a fact this year I would be in the middle of a GM series here on the channel, and they would drop the next update, DLC update, and they would be added to the pool for me retroactively, which is nice, which means I didn't have to go start over, which is nice. But I do not know if that's going to be the case for this year's game. I have not heard anything about that, Cloud Agent, or any confirmation. That would be a great question for the mods at 2K to see if they could answer that, because yeah, that could be a, especially for me that wants to have the new content out there to showcase for the community and what we're doing on the channel. Having to restart every time or something, that would just be terrible. So hopefully they just retroactively will be added to the roster as you unlock them. That's my hope. But I don't know. Nick, you say, yeah, it runs really well on your PC. Nice. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm still so torn, Nick. I'm still so torn. Part of me is like, man, yeah, I'm going to get it on PC this year. It's just going to be best for me. It's going to be easiest for me to stream and game that way on it. I'm not going to have to worry about my capture card, my capture device, my Elgato, stuff. All because again, that's the thing when you're streaming and recording from your Xbox or your console to your PC through OBS and all that, that leaves more room for error, if you will. But when you're just doing it straight from your PC, like it's obviously it's more taxing on the PC as you're doing all that, but it leaves less room for error in terms of going through the different things. So I don't know. We'll see. I have about a week and a half to decide which console or which edition or which version of the game I'm going to get where at. But do not fret, you guys. I will be here. Day one, release early window. We will be here with our first stream, setting up Immortal difficulty. But we're going to go through this Rumble, okay? We're going to get through this Rumble here before we call it. And we're just going to keep talking about the game. And if y'all have any questions or you want me to look up anything about the game while we're here live, I can always go to this picture-in-picture and we can look up some stuff for the game and try to answer any questions y'all may have. Because, again, they got a ton of ringside reports out for every mode now, pretty much. My Rise, I think, is an interesting thing they're doing this year with 2 separate stories now for each gender. And they're adding it more open-ended. So once you beat the game, there's like a new game plus, and you could be a heel or a face, and there's a lot more interaction they're doing there with that. I think it's really, really intriguing. Here's a look at the My Rise reward progression here, which is kind of cool. Rather than functioning as bonus content, My Rise matches are now fully integrated into the main progression path. Again, that sounds really good and interesting. You can go through your archetype's career, provide rewards with performance tracked through match star ratings. Through the comeback, players will also participate in press conferences, which is cool for player choice. And then you can unlock rewards, new arenas, championships, create a superstar parts, playable characters, weapons, paybacks, My Faction content, all in this mode as well, such as good old CM Punk there. So some really cool stuff there for My Faction. Really, really cool stuff. But, oh man, let's see here. The ringside pass includes a lot of create a wrestler parts and emotes, My Faction cards, things I will never use. Yeah. That's what concerns me with community creations. I was thinking about this. How you go to community creations and you want to download a new superstar, but it tells you can't download that superstar because you don't have a certain item or something that you can unlock from another mode. That's going to be a big problem if you want to download some superstars and stuff, but you haven't unlocked those parts or those items yet from the ringside pass. You're going to be limited on what you can actually download from the community creation pool. And that also fragments your audience and your community, and again, is kind of a problem in my opinion there. Nick, I could put down a down payment on an apartment for $700. You're not lying, dude. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy to think about? Like, this game could get upwards to $700 for everything unlocked. And you could think about what you could actually be using that money on. It's insane. It's insane. But again, welcome to the modern era of gaming where microtransactions and monetization is running rampant. Running rampant. Okay, are these our last remaining superstars? I don't even know where we're at. Oh, we still got somebody coming in. Let's see what number this is. Let's see what number we're at here. 10. Number 30. It's Rey Mysterio in the final spot of the Rumble here. So our final entry in, and we have Sid Justice in, Jacob Fatu, Bret the Hitman Hart, Solo Sikoa, and Rey Mysterio. We will see who walks away as the victor in this Rumble. Very cool. Cloud, I still can't decide on which version to get. I normally would get the standard and only buy the DLC I want, or when it goes on a sale. Might be more cost effective to get the top tier edition this year, though. Yeah, I know. It makes that choice really difficult. I was actually talking to one of my friends, and he was asking me, like, are you getting the Monday Night Wars edition or Attitude Era? And I was telling him, I was just like, I'm getting the one that comes with all the ringside passes, because I would hate for them at some point to like change prices up and make it more expensive, or, you know, do some stuff to where, like, if you get, so here's my thing. If we do the Monday Night Wars edition and you get everything the game has to offer, if they add some future DLC like they did with the farewell tour this year for John Cena, they made us pay for that. That was not included free if you had the big edition of the game. Will they do that again this year? Let's say you get all the stuff they've advertised, 6 ringside passes and all the DLC stuff that you have to grind for. If they decide to come out with more, are they going to charge you extra for all those extra things too? I say they probably do, but I feel like they shouldn't if you had the top edition, Monday Night Wars edition. But we'll see. We'll see. Nick, are you going to be doing more PWS streams going forward? I missed them, especially with the cool updates coming to the game. At some point, I am, Nick. I think for a little bit here, we're going to be focusing completely on 2K, just because, you know, that's going to be the big focus for our channel and for growing and the community and everything. But once that starts to slow back down a little bit, I'm going to give my brain and time to relax from PWS, because it can be pretty taxing. It's just a lot going on in that game. And then I can get my creative juices flowing a little bit more. And we'll come back to it at some point for certain. We will. And there we go. We got our winner. Jacob Fatu gets the dub in the Rumble. He stands through all the competition, and he gets it done. But y'all, I think I pretty much answered everything I had about the game. If y'all have any other questions, make sure to drop a comment for me. Again, feel free to join over on our Discord. There should be a link somewhere in the, if you go to my channel, there should be a community post about that somewhere out there. But again, I want to thank our channel members and patrons so much for supporting the channel. Again, I appreciate everybody for taking some time to spend some time here with us today, as we just wanted to hang out and discuss 2K26, the good, the bad, the ugly, and, you know, kind of gauge where we're at as a community as we get ready for yet another release for our wrestling franchise here with 2K content. So again, keep it tuned here. I told you guys, day 1, early access, March 6th, we will be back, and we'll be booting up mygm for 2K26 on immortal difficulty to try to do what we've done many times before, and that is become a Hall of Famer and win the series. So keep it tuned here. Stay safe. God bless to each of you in your own, and we will see you back here in the next one. Y'all take it easy.